Hey folks, Anthony back with another episode of Ramblin' in the Bramble, and today we're going to discuss civics and civility in our society and our country, the study of the government, the knowledge of the government, its institutions, how it's structured, how it operates, the different branches and so forth, and more importantly, a civics education in our country. You know, how that was handled and how it's being handled today. And so buckle in and let's go. First off, I want to state that I'm not an educator, I'm not a historian, but this is a topic that's near and dear to me. You know, the knowledge of the inner workings of our government, the institutions, the structure, and looking into this a little further. One survey had about 50% or a little over 50% of the respondents didn't know the three branches of government, the executive, judicial, and legislative. And another survey had roughly 80% of the respondents who didn't know who their state legislator or state senator was. This, along with all the polarization, the distrust of the government and the institutions, you know, as well as events like January 6th, all reinforce the need for a greater civics education, an education on the government and how it works in our schools and for us all. The civics education was once highly regarded in our schools decades ago. I recall my dad once saying that, you know, it was once as prevalent or common when he was going to school as the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. And in recent decades, it appears that it's taken a backseat to math, science, reading, you know, STEM, all which are very important, you know, as well as college preparation. And there are currently, from what I found, no federal mandates on a civics education, but it's handled by the state. And I think about 42 states do have some kind of mandate for social studies, which may include civics. And at that, it could be glossed over, you know, maybe one course during one semester. So, and since civics is being brought back into the forefront, and this conversation is being raised, I believe there are different districts, different states that are re-examining this, and some have pilot programs and are bringing it back. So it is on the radar, which is very important in the education of our government and its workings. So folks, where are we headed as a country if a significant percentage of our citizens don't have a clear understanding of the rights in our Constitution, our rule of law, our checks and balances, things like the three branches of government, the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, or our founders' intent. What did the founding fathers exactly mean by that? The 12th Amendment, the election of the president and the vice president, and the counting of votes and certification of the election, which has been done in every presidential campaign going back toward the beginning of our country. The 13th Amendment, the abolition of slavery. The 14th Amendment, the right to citizenship for every individual born in the United States. Yeah, so if we don't have a clear understanding of our Constitution, including some of the amendments that I've mentioned, we're destined to repeat events, dark events like January 6th, and so forth. There's many people around the world. Most people would love to have a document like this, the type of rights that we have that we sometimes take advantage of. That's why so many people come over here, folks. It'll also, foster better understanding no matter what end of the political spectrum you might be on. It'll promote greater dialogue, lead to a better country, better society. We could all talk to each other and have a greater depth of knowledge in these areas. And it's kind of encouraging what they're doing in some of the school districts to bring this back, to bring civics back. It could also be taught at home, from parents to their kids. Like, say, things you could do for others, educate and promote that in children. Volunteerism, service, perhaps have the kids engage in different projects that'll exercise these type of skills. So yeah, folks, there it is, and thanks a lot for listening. And if you'd like to comment on your thoughts on civics and civility in the country, and feel free to comment, like, and subscribe if you like the comment. And thanks again for joining, and enjoy your day and week and year, and we'll talk soon. Take care.